I'd love to do a song from 9, especially now that I'm like into it. Right.
Some of them are
music's
like,
really catchy.
The only one thing that's weird about the music though that would make it hard to do a whole album, I think, is that a lot of the songs feel very similar to each other.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, like
I think they're all really like dancey, a lot more like with every song instead of.
And some of them have like real like similarities to them.
Maybe.
Oh, and I thought it's funny. Did you notice that like Concrete Man's stage, like the song,
it's like
is
Woodman.
exactly like Woodman at the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got these weird little nods to the other games.
Yeah, like it was just like a little change in the beat.
Okay, from the forums.
2 more questions. We've gone an hour and a half.
Do y'all have any nicknames, preferably embarrassing ones from years ago that still haunt you to this day that you just wish would die out?
Greg has
Like we're gonna
Schneebly.
tell
I don't
you.
think he likes Schneebly at all.
That came from Rizzy, right?
Schneebly? No.
There was Mr. Schnurple.
That was part of it too.
Yeah.
Schnurple and Schneebly are both, I think, part of the same nickname that came from when we interviewed on it's not Game Music for All, it's Game Music Radio.
Game Music Radio.
When we're on Game Music Radio and we're sound testing, like for some reason off the cuff, like me and
you're
Eric,
like engineer.
well,
like that was my name, and then he was addressing.
Yeah,
me.
We were just saying, hey, Schneebly.
We're like, hey Schneebly, hey Schnurple, and he's like, Mr. Schneebly, can you speak into the mic? And we're like, ah! And Greg was like very serious about like, don't ever call me that again. And so every now and then he calls him like Schneebly, and he's like, what's up?
I don't. That name doesn't annoy me.
Yeah, I don't. The only one that I would have never self-applied is E. Honestly, that everyone I've ever worked with and nobody else started calling me E. Like back from Andrew Golden days. I worked with this guy back in the day too.
Because nobody wants to say the full name Eric.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
It takes way too much time, and life's short.
So it was E at work, and then Eric everywhere else, and now I'm just kind of E at work and the Megas.
I don't know if I've ever called you E, but I'll make sure not to do
That's
it.
what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
Well, you did end up embracing it because you asked for that to be your name inside the album.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Wait a minute. So you like that then?
Don't spite me.
I don't know.
You're more confused than that.
It's funny too, because like people
I know I like to sign
people
emails.
call you E-Rock sometimes,
Yeah.
and like the band that me and Mike were in before this, our guitar player called himself, and people called him E-Rock. So it's like now I've been in a band with 2 E-Rocks.
What's weird to me
You
is
go by Ewok.
What?
What?
What's weird to me is I've known you longer than the Meg. I mean, I think I met you through the Megas, your very first show, but I've known you outside of the Megas.
Or maybe a little bit before that.
Before knowing, right? But even then, like I didn't know you through the Megas. I knew you then. I was like, hey, he's in the Megas. I didn't know that.
Air.
But I still call you Gregatron because I didn't know your name actually. It's Gregatron. So.
You know the funny thing about Gregatron too is it's like I'll admit this because I don't care that it's a self-appointed nickname.
That's alright.
But it's so much fun.
Because Chris Lewis, him and a couple other of my friends started calling me Gergbot. And I was like, Gergbot's stupid. I don't like Gergbot.
That's pretty bad.
And they were saying like, oh, it's because you act like a robot, like whatever.
So that's a compliment.
I was like, if you're gonna
it's
give
because
me,
you don't have a personality, Greg. That's why. Get it?
it's because I have no emotion.
It's because I'm dead inside.
But so they started calling me Gergbot, and I was like, if you're gonna give me a robot nickname, you know that I love the Transformers and I have Megatron shit everywhere, so call me Gregatron. And they're like, Gergbot, and then eventually, like,
You trained them.
I trained them, and then Gregatron took over. And then, of course, with the Megas, it's robot related, so it had to be the name.
And then Reverend Breeding, Josh is an actual reverend. So
That was self-appointed too,
Yeah.
yes. But I fucking logged in online and had myself ordained. So
Really? You are an actual reverend?
Yeah.
I have the card.
I would like to see this. Why are we showing bow and arrows and swords and you're not showing this card to make you a reverend?
I always forget about that. The certificate's hung up in my room.
Oh my Christ! This is awesome.
They want to see it. Go.
I don't know how. Somebody
John,
tell
bring
me
it up to
that-
the high camera.
The camera that's up top there.
It really does say he's a clergy member. How am I?
No. You see the computer below you. You
It's-
can watch
it's-
it.
It's delayed.
a
so you
lot.
gotta get it
Wow.
up.
Josh can marry Megas fans. Yes, he can.
Is this? Yeah, that's true.
Higher.
Yeah.
Can they see
Let's
that?
put it-
No,
That's
that's
actually the only thing he can
Higher
do.
and closer.
You gotta
Is
turn
it
on the
upside
light
down?
also.
Is it upside down?
Turn on the middle light.
No, it's not.
Everything takes forever, so we can't ever tell.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
there
it's
it
very delayed.
He's an actual clergy member. That's
It's
amazing.
off center.
Well,
That's
You got
fine.
it.
They get the point.
Anyway, so just take my word for it. I'm a fucking reverend.
That's
And he can, yeah, he can marry you.
I can legally marry you. I can hold sermons. I can start my own religion.
What's your middle name?
which means you can take tax-free donations.
I think, Josh, what is your middle name?
It's the same as yours.
That's right.
douchebag. Unbelievable. That's crazy.
That's amazing.
Steven. Josh,
Yours-
douchebag breeding.
Unbelievable.
Okay,
Both of you guys.
I like the way that sounds.
and then I just have a comment since we have mentioned him once in this podcast, and I know you guys mentioned him several times in the last. You need to have Chris Lewis as a guest.
Chris
Yeah,
Lewis.
we tried to do it.
Yeah, we
the other
will.
night.
Oh, that guy was great. I listened to that. That was the summary of the tour you're talking.
No, that was Rick set, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, what's Mikey?
No,
talk
Chris-
about
Chris
his-
that was Chris
Oh,
Payne.
Chris
from
Payne.
American
Oh,
Idol.
okay.
He's great.
Mikey,
Yeah, that guy was awesome.
Yeah, what's up?
talk about your middle name, or I mean your nickname.
I don't know, man. My nickname, it just kind of precedes me. Like, I've had it for so long that the name has gone on a bunch of records that I've recorded.
Grown ass man, somebody said.
Now it's like I feel like I can't drop recorded. My name is on it as Mikey Hell, so I'm drop recorded. My name is on it as Mikey Hell, so I'm stuck with it.
Mikey Hell.
Yeah.
Why are you embarrassed by that? That's great.
It's the
Yeah.
best.
It's super cool.
It's way better than Matt Maurer.
Wow! Hold on! Now, Mikey Hell, back up. Mikey Hell's great because when I saw the record and it says Mikey Hell on the album, right? And I was like, that's the metal dude. He's the kick-ass one in the band. I think that's great, man.
He probably has tattoos.
Yeah, and he does. But I was like, that's a great name. I love that.
Mikey Purgatory.
Why do you always gotta bring that shit up?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I might as well say while we're here, not very many people understand the nickname. Like, my last name is Levinson, so a lot of people called me Mikey L in high school, Mikey L.
Yeah.
And I've always been into like ghost stories and horror movies and aliens and all that kind of stuff. And Mikey Hell was the evolution
And
of
Satan.
Mikey L.
Somebody said.
So, and then that went on the records, and that kind of like set it in stone. So,
I think it's great. I don't know. I'm not sure why you would even be embarrassed of that.
no, I'm not embarrassed. It's just like, I don't know. After years and years go by, you're kind of like, shit. Maybe I should just drop it
Watching the
and
delay.
use my name. But
No, I like Mikey Hell. I think that's great. I was in a band. I was only on one album, and we didn't use our names either.
Was that James Love Jackson?
James Love Jackson, and my name was Sheriff because I always had sheriff's badges on my guitar strap, and I became Sheriff.
That's
And
brilliant.
our drummer was Los Destroyer, which is amazing. He used the intro of Spanish name, but then just went with Destroyer.
Yeah,
I
so-
guess because he didn't know what Destroyer in Spanish was. And then
And not even multiple.
Yeah, he did plural. too.
Right, and then Don Black, God bless his soul, was Burlee, Burlee. That was his name, and that was how everybody knew us. Our one chance at fame, and we used it on stupid nicknames. So, but, yeah, I think Mikey Hell's great. I mean, Rob Zombie, the guy's last name's Zombie for life. That's great. I think that's awesome. So I say you keep the Mikey Hell for everything. You get it legally changed to that. I say.
Put it
I
on the
think I'll
driver's
ask you now, man.
license.
I think I'm stuck with it.
Yeah, well, good. Good for you. It's better than the normal name like Josh Breeding. So stupid.
How's that normal?
So dumb.
Breeding?
But breeding is so sexual. That's what makes it awesome.
Makes me think I want to like breed with you.
Yeah, it's gross. Your name's gross. That's the problem.
You
with
have
your
a
name.
gross name. You have a gross name.
Hey, what video should we end the podcast?